Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I am TJ Randolph, and welcome to Mosaic with TJ Randolph. Can you put a one in the chat if you can hear me all right? Please put a one in the chat if you can hear me all right. And I'm going to ask you, if you will, go ahead and hit the like button on your way in. And if any of my mods are in here, I'm going to ask that you please put in. I don't want any super chats. I don't want anything for this. Okay. I'm just talk. I want to talk to you because something has really kind of been on my heart, and it's kind of bothered me a bit. And I wasn't going to say anything, and I wasn't going to do anything, but I think it's it's getting a little bit ridiculous. And what I mean by that is, since Kevin's passing, you know, I hate to say capitalize, but I guess that's what I will say. But not unlike in his living, people capitalize on that as well. I've done reaction videos, so people may say that I capitalized on it. But I will also say, you all that have been following me, you know that I have made very clear my points of contention with some of the things that Kevin said. And would have said it to him, and I think he knows that. but but I never wanted, and still don't want, to capitalize or profit off of anyone's untimely death. So, what am I talking about? The title says, "We know you loved Kevin, but please stop, Dennis Sperling." What do I mean by that? It is no secret, that y'all have been on my platform when I've had, some of my sorority sisters, and we talked about how we known Kevin from way back, and we've known him for a long time. Although, it is clear that, certain friends such as Dennis Sperling, Melanie King, obviously know him more intimately than we have in recent years. And that is without question. It is also without question that they had a deep affection for him. And inasmuch as my affection was not the same, my respect for him as a man, as a Millwood Falcon, as an OU Sooner, as an Oklahoman, is deep as well. And I say that because, I've mentioned that for all intents and purposes, us Millwood Falcons, we grew up together. And I respect Mr. Sperling being a spokesperson for the family, apprising, keeping his fans abreast of certain things, and coordinating with Kevin's best friend and even the family. But what my concern is, and I find dismaying, because I too know the family. As a matter of fact, I spoke with a member of the family earlier today, and I wanted to speak with them before I said this, because I want to ensure that I am not bringing any embarrassment or shame, because that is never my intent. And even though Kevin and I were not close in the last several years, because I know him and have known him since the 80s, 90s, 2000s, I'm appalled by what I see from those who profess to love him. I'm appalled that I see bartering with fans or supporters to determine whether or not you will disclose the toxicology report, whether or not you will live stream the funeral. Why I find that offensive, and again, before I said this, I wanted to speak to the family member that I know that is also a schoolmate from our high school, a fellow Oklahoman, to say, because I've known some things about the what the final arrangements are. Have I said that? No. Why? Because the family wants that to be private. 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 And even though there was discord between Kevin and myself in the latter years, and I won't even say discourse because we just really didn't talk, quite frankly, I would never do that. I wouldn't give a damn if fans wanted information. I wouldn't do it out of respect for that family. I find it distasteful. I find it reprehensible. What am I talking about? Like I said, and let me be clear, I am not here to cast any aspersions on Mr. Sperling because I will not speak to the relationship he had. I have no way of knowing. I can only assume that he loved him, that he admired him, that he respected him. So I'm not here to disrespect that man, nor any of those who profess to love Kevin. But what I am saying is things should be decent and in order. We already know because certain things have been leaked. We already know there are going to be vultures waiting to kind of catch a glimpse of anything that they can report on. We know this. They wasn't going to get it from me. They're not going to get it from me. I've made a couple of videos. Again, no super chats, no nothing. I don't want nothing. This Mr. Sperling has made no less than 20 videos since Kevin died and amassed thousands. I don't care what he does with the money. It's not my business. 20 videos and amassed thousands under the auspices or under the guise of defending Kevin's legacy. Even though I did not agree with a lot of things Kevin said, I agree with a lot of it. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be married. If I didn't change some of the things, I wouldn't be married. 20 videos, thousands of dollars. Now, you all may say, well, TJ, Kevin was a capitalist. He wouldn't have a problem with it. Maybe he wouldn't. But what I find disconcerting is even when Kevin was alive, the naysayers, the detractors, and even if you want to count me among them, Kevin didn't find it necessary to defend his position, his legacy, his reputation, even when he was alive. So why do you feel the need to do it now that he's gone? Because as Kevin has said, show your work. His work is evident. His work is evident. Why you feel the need to defend him? Because as we know, we can't control what people say. We cannot control what people say. Kevin knew that. Shit, he didn't care what I said. And I knew him. So he damn sure didn't care what people said that didn't know him. What is known doesn't need to be defended. as I put in your comment on one of your videos, the memorial service, the online memorial service, I thought it was very well done. And I commended you for that. I commended you for that. Extremely well done. Heard from Kevin's best friend, heard from Kevin's mother. Yes, that was definitely, that honored him. But what I don't understand is the back and forth, even in the comments in your community page. Kevin never did that. For whatever my personal feelings of some of the things he did not do, that was beneath him. But yet, you profess to want to uphold his legacy. His legacy was letting the work speak for itself, whether people liked it or not, myself included. I find it unfortunate. I find it extremely distasteful. And like I said, before I came here, I got on the horn. I said, hey, uh, what, this is what I'm thinking about doing, but I want to make sure I don't overstep. Because last I checked, last I heard, the arrangements and everything was private. Private. But to seemingly barter, to dangle a carrot to Kevin's fans and supporters by saying, well, I was out, what do you, to take a poll, do you think we should live stream? That's not your decision. It shouldn't be. Now, let me tell you something. If I'm wrong about anything that I'm saying, and you have the blessing of the family to do that, I will apologize. Because anybody that knows anything about me, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. And if I challenge you publicly with being wrong, I apologize publicly to admit I'm wrong. But again, the family member that I spoke with said that is not what the family wants, to have to tease with the possibility of talking about an autopsy report, talking about live streaming his services. That is deplorable behavior. And I'm sorry, I have a hard time accepting that 20 videos and a litany of community posts are for the family. No, sir. No, sir. I have a hard time believing that. And I'm not going to say you don't care about that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not. Because again, I cannot speak to what your relationship was. And like I said, even though me and my friends have known Kevin longer, it is obvious you knew him more intimately. And for that, I respect that. But the need to go on daily, 20 videos, a litany of community posts, a litany of going back and forth with people who don't agree with you. Why? Like I said, Kevin didn't care when he was alive what people said about him at all. At all. Because as we know, people gonna say what they're gonna say. Hell, they talk about me. I don't give a damn. But I'm dismayed by it, sir. I'm dismayed by it. So when I said in the title, we know that you loved him, but please stop. The best way to continue on his legacy is to do his work. To do his work. And the reason why I'm asking, I don't want any super chats. I don't want any of that because, see, I want people to super chat me off of my content, not on the back of a man who's gone. Because even though Kevin and I hadn't spoken in about 4 or 5 years, I cried and have cried. Because I said, believing at some point we would have ran into each other in Oklahoma City, OU somewhere, and we could have chopped it up and got down to the bottom of it. But didn't have that chance. But I find it extremely distasteful. Let me read a couple of comments. I'm going to start. I agree. I agree. And I will tell you, the online memorial was very. I thought it was good. I thought it honored him appropriately. I thought it was good. You had testimonies from people who were, positively impacted, as well as his mother, as well as his best friend. I thought it was extremely well done. But that is the public memorial. Let his family and close friends grieve him in private. And if you are among those who have been invited to share in this private moment with his family and close friends, consider yourself fortunate. Don't exploit it. Don't exploit that. Yeah. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Now, I'm not going to stay here long because, again, that's not what I'm here for. But I wanted to say that because it was bothering me. It's been bothering me. I haven't said anything. On Angry Man, I was talking about, I was just sharing that I think it's extremely distasteful for Mr. Sperling to continue on with the many videos. Moderators, if I got any moderators here, make sure you put no super chats, no nothing. I don't want the money in here for this. That I said, I think it's extremely distasteful that Mr. Sperling is making a litany of videos, what appears to be bartering with Kevin's fans and supporters, whether or not to discuss the autopsy report or to live stream his funeral, which is soon. That's all I'm going to say. And I said that I too know members of his family and spoke with them earlier because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't out of line before I brought this, because again, I found it extremely distasteful. And again, knowing that the family wants his services to be private. And in as much as there may be some leakage from people who choose to exploit it, I would hope that it wouldn't be those who say they love him. And if they are, that's fine. And I think they are public. So if they're public, you don't need to discuss it. It's public. People go find it. But again, what is not public are his funeral arrangements. And if it is public, it's because someone spoke that wasn't supposed to. How do I know this? Because I also too know members of the family. I have said Oklahoma City is small. We all went to school together. Many of them were related. So again, I've done a couple of videos to honor him that of my shock, but I'm not going to continue. And again, like I said, Kevin didn't deal with his detractors when he was alive, far as going onto their websites or going onto their pages to argue with him. So why do you feel the need to do it in his death? "20 videos, a litany of community posts, thousands of dollars." Again, I have said, and I will say it, I will never begin to devalue the relationship you have with Kevin. It is obvious that you cared for him. It is obvious that you all shared a relationship, a closer relationship in his latter years than we did in the former. No doubt, without a question. But because I am, and he was, a Millwood Falcon, a OU Sooner, a Oklahoma Cityan, I do take a little exception to this. Even in my critiques of him, this is unsavory. It is classless. So when I ask, I say again, yes, we know that you love Kevin. But Mr. Sperling, please stop. Let his family bury him. Again, we know that there are going to be media outlets trying to uncover the exclusive, get a glimpse of him. Don't let that be you, though. And like I said, if I'm wrong, and the family don't have a problem with you doing that, I will stand corrected and I will say I'm sorry. But like I said, the family that I spoke to today does not want that. Does not want that publicized. Does not want that exploited. I'm sorry, I'm disgusted. I am. I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted. And Mr. Sperling, again, I'm the kind of person, anybody that knows me, what I will say about you, I will say to you. So if at any moment that want to, dispel what I'm saying, like I said, I'm not here to disrespect you. I'm not here to cast any aspersions on you. I'm not. I'm just going by what I see. And what I see is very repugnant to me. And even if the fans, because I saw some of the posts, the fans want you to show this. I could give a damn if they wanted it or not. I wouldn't, out of respect for the family. And I'm going to tell you why. I just said I knew of the arrangement last week. I was just in Oklahoma City. Y'all know that, right? It's not my place to share that. out of respect for the family, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't even play like it. Wouldn't even play like it. So I'm having a problem with it. So let the man rest. If the fans want to see it, that's too damn bad. Too damn bad. If they want to know the autopsy report, let them get it. Because again, if you my friend, I'm not doing that. I'm not exploiting you in your death. I'm getting pissed off. Anyway. All right. That's all I got to say. Thank y'all for tuning in. And Mrs. Sperling, again, please stop. Please stop.